Now we're going to explain user interface. Let's start here on the left side. On the left side we have Feature Manager Design Tree. Here we have the name of our model, and this is part 2. Maybe you have part 1 or some other name. Down here we have history, sensor, annotation, and those steps we're going to cover later. Here we can change the material of our model, and here we have 3 planes, front, top, and right. And on those planes we can create sketches. As well, here we have our origin, as you can see here. Here under Feature Manager Design Tree, we're gonna see later when we're gonna work on sketches, models, and assemblies, we're gonna see all tools that we used. So if we wanna change some tool or delete some tool, we can go to Feature Manager Design Tree, and then we can modify our model or sketch, or we can delete it. Here as well we have other tabs: Property Manager, Configuration Manager, Theme Expert Manager, and Display Manager. And we're going to cover those later. For now, we're going to work here on the Feature Manager Design Tree. This is our main tree. Above here, we have tabs: Feature tab, Sketch, Surface, Sheet Metal, and so on. Maybe you have some different tabs. If you want to turn on and off some tab, you can just right click here. So for example, if you want to turn on Mold Tools, you can just click it here, and now we have here Mold Tools. If you want to off something, for example, Sheet Metal, you can just turn it off. So let's go, for example, to Sketch. And now here we have all sketch tools that we can use. If we go to Features, here we have all Features tools that you can use. So here we're going to pick up the tools that you want to use for creating our model. Up here we have some standard options: View, Edit, Insert, Tools, Window, Help, and so on. Here we can create a new document, we can open existing document, we can save document, and we can print. As well, here we have file properties and options. Here we have heads up view toolbar, and we're gonna cover this later when we're gonna work with models. On the right side, we have some options. So here we have by default SOLIDWORKS resources. So also here we have new document, open document, make my first drawing, tutorials, online training, and so on. Down here we have design library, and here we can choose some SOLIDWORKS content. Here we have file explorer, so we have the recent documents that we used. Here we have view palette, but if you click on the view palette, you can see that you can't open it, because we can only use view palette when you work with drawings. Here down we have appearances, scenes, and decals. So later when we're gonna work with appearance, then we're gonna use this tool. Here we have custom properties and SOLIDWORKS forum. Now let's go here to the SOLIDWORKS resources. Down here we can see that we have coordinate system, and we work in 3D coordinate system: X, Y, and Z. And down here we have 3 tabs: Model, 3D View, and Motion Study. When we create a model, we use a Model tab. Later we're going to show how to use a Motion Study, and we use Motion Study when we want to create animation of our assembly or our part. And down here we have a unit system, and by the default I have millimeters. Maybe you have some other unit system, you can click here and you can change it to IPS or to some other unit system. But we're going to show that later as well. So this is basically how user interface of the SOLIDWORKS looks like.